You know, when it comes to AI, explainability is one of those words that everybody loves to use, but almost nobody gets right. So many organizations treat it like some kind of afterthought, a feature you bolt on at the very end. Well, we're going to break down why that's a huge and honestly a pretty costly mistake. So picture this. A chief AI officer hears you claim your AI is explainable, and this is what they say back. Show me your evidence layer. That's the challenge. It cuts right through the noise. It's not about how fancy the model is or how slick the dashboard looks. It's about proof. It's about cold, hard evidence. In that one sentence, it's quickly becoming the real standard for trustworthy AI. So let's make this personal. What does this actually mean for your AI systems, for your organization? I want you to keep that question in your head, because by the time we're done here, you're going to have a totally new way of looking for the answer. Okay, first things first, we have to tackle the biggest myth in AI today. And that's the idea that explainability is just some simple feature you can plug into a system after it's already up and running. This is what most people do, right? The AI makes a call, maybe it denies a loan application, and then after the fact, we run a tool, something like SHAP or Lime, to cook up a report that tells a nice story about why that decision was made. But here's the thing. That's not a real explanation. It's a narrative crafted after the event, and frankly, it's just not good enough. So if that's the myth, what's the reality? It's a massive shift in how we think about this. Real, defensible explainability, it's not a feature at all. It's the entire operating system that your AI is built on top of. And this just reframes the whole conversation. We have to move our thinking from seeing explainability as just a feature to understanding it's a foundational operating system. We have to go from using a post-hoc tool to building core system infrastructure. And maybe the most important shift of all, we have to stop telling convenient stories and start providing undeniable evidence. Okay, so what does this operating system actually look like under the hood? Well, it's all built on something called the Traceability and Evidence Layer. Let's break down the parts you absolutely cannot skip. First up, you've got training lineage. So what is that? It's the complete, unbroken diary of everything that went into creating your model. What was the exact data used? What assumptions did the data scientists make? What business rules did you hard-code in as constraints? All of it. And look, this isn't just some techie detail for the engineers. This is organizational evidence of your intent. It's how you prove to regulators, to auditors, even to your own execs, that the model was built exactly the way you said it would be, and that it's actually aligned with your business goals. Next, we have data lineage. This is all about following the journey of every single piece of data. Where did it originally come from? How did you clean it or change it along the way? And here's the crucial part. Who decided this data was okay to use for this model, and why did they think so? And this is where the rubber really meets the road on really important stuff, like bias. See, without data lineage, all you can do is claim your system is fair. But with it, you can actually demonstrate it. You have an auditable trail of evidence to back it up. Our third building block is model versioning. Your models aren't set in stone, right? They're constantly being retrained, updated, tweaked. Versioning means you have the power to point to the exact state of the model that made a specific decision on a specific day, right down to the second. I mean, just think about what that means. This isn't just about keeping your code tidy. It's what lets you travel back in time to reconstruct a decision when a customer complains or a regulator starts asking questions. It's exactly what it says on the slide. It's legal and ethical time travel. And the list of evidence goes on. This evidence layer has to capture everything. Every piece of data that went in and every decision that came out. Every single time a human stepped in and overrode the AI suggestion, the explanations themselves, and of course all the metrics on fairness and model drift. When you put all that together, you get the full contextual picture of any decision, anytime. So, why do all this? Why build all this complex infrastructure? What's the big payoff? Well, it's simple. It's the only way you can possibly meet the core obligations that any serious, enterprise-grade AI system has to fulfill. I mean, really think about it. Without this evidence layer, how can you have any real accountability? How can you actually reconstruct an old decision for an audit? How can a customer meaningfully contest a result if you can't show them the proof? The short answer is you can't. These 6 things, they're the pillars of trust, and they all stand on that one foundation of traceability. And all of this brings us right to the executive reality check. It's time for us to get past the buzzwords and start asking some really tough, really practical questions about our own systems. So here's the first question you need to go ask your team. Not, can we tell a good story about it? No. Can we reconstruct it? Can we do it precisely? And can we do it defensibly, with evidence to back it all up? And can you actually prove it? Can you pull up the logs for the exact model version, the exact data lineage, and the exact explanation that was generated for that specific moment in time? You know, when the regulators eventually show up, and they will, what are you going to put on the table? A PowerPoint deck with a nice story about your intentions, or a folder full of unchangeable, time-stamped evidence logs? And finally, let's bring it back to the people this all impacts. Does your system actually empower them? Can a customer or a citizen who's been affected by a decision really challenge it and get a proper evidence-based review of what happened? If the answer to any of those questions is no, or even just not yet, then here's the hard truth. Your explainability isn't real. It's aspirational. It's a promise you're making, not a capability you actually have. Which brings us right to our final thought. Trust isn't just a marketing slogan. In the world of AI, trust isn't built on promises or on good intentions. It is built block by painstaking block on a solid foundation of hard, verifiable evidence. And that evidence layer, that is where real explainability actually begins.